Ow!
Did you know you can attack after a dodge? Yep. Just press the attack button after you successfully dodge, and then you'll counterattack. You can even upgrade your counterattacks with more powerful versions and combos at your local Spidey store. I'm sure you know all about using the jump button to get off a web while you're swinging, right? Well, if you release at the bottom of your swing arc, you'll launch yourself forward with a little upward trajectory. This isn't Physics 101, so I'll spare you the explanation for why that happens, but trust me, it all makes sense. Just remember when you're trying to cover your distance quickly, you should also release jump at the bottom of your swing arc. Depending when you release the jump button while swinging, you'll pretty drastically change from where you end up. For example, you're at the top of your swing arc, but when you release the jump button, you will shoot almost straight up. Think about where you want to end up before you let go of your web, okay? You've probably played around with the lock-on camera when you're in fights, but did you know that you can use it in other places as well? Like say during various challenges or trying to activate switches. Pretty darn useful when you get right down to it. Some of the most advanced attacks you can buy only work if your spider reflexes are activated. You should be using your spider reflexes anyway, but here's one more reason. So, wall sliding is cool. Wall sprinting is cool. It begs the question, which one should you do? Well, how about both? While you're wall sliding, if you press and hold the L2 button and then press the dodge button in transition, you'll do a wall sprint. Does the coolness never end? Opponent too far away? Web yank him to you by pressing and holding the triangle button and moving down on the left analog stick. It's like fishing, without the rod, or the fish, or the water. There are all kinds of handy features on your start menu, in addition to your to-do list, which you already knew about that. But let's not forget about that handy list of what upgrades you've bought and which titles and other special awards you've won. A veritable plethora of useful info, I tell you. Okay, hypothetical scenario for you. You're standing on top of a building and you're thinking you'd like to start crawling down the building instead of jumping off. Solution? Press and hold the dodge button and move off of the edge of the building. You'll start crawling down the side. Ain't that sweet or what? If you're looking for a good place to swing around, you should go check out the Queensboro Bridge. Don't forget to move the camera around if you want to get a better look at something. Well, don't worry. If you want it back behind yourself, you can always recenter it. Spidey stores are located all over the city. Make it a point to check in every once in a while, especially if you find a new one. They have all kinds of great stuff in them. And let's face it, what good are those points you're earning if you don't spend them on something? Am I right? If you're having trouble finding your next destination, try stopping for a sec and pointing the camera at the destination marker. You'd be amazed how much reorienting like that can help. Whoa, you just hit the mother load, the big enchilada, this is it! I'm gonna give you a whole mess of points. I should let you know that this is the most points I'm ever gonna give you. Ever. Kind of a letdown when you think about it, huh? You can dodge anytime. While you're jumping, running, crawling, even swinging. Always try to dodge attacks. Seriously. If you're having trouble keeping track on a particular baddie, try using the lock-on camera. Remember that you can toggle lock-on camera on and off too. Looking for more style tips? Well, clean swings are pretty stylish, assuming that if you can keep it up. What's a clean swing? You know, one where you don't slam into the side of a building. Sure, you may be out of control, but if you look out of control, you aren't being stylish. And that's a no-go. Geography time! Battery Park is the southernmost point of the island. You should be able to see the Statue of Liberty from there. You know, if it's a clear day. Here's a little geography lesson. Inwood Hill Park is the northernmost point in Manhattan. Who says you can't learn anything in a video game, right? Okay, here's a little piece of advice. Hold on, I gotta take this on in a sec. Hello? Hey babe, what's up? I know, just doing my job, narrating a video game, that's just for sure. Oh, if you're gonna get me a sandwich, make sure you get one of those cheese kebab ones. I really like those, you know. Of course I'm gonna get one for you, honey. You know you like your coffee warm. Ooh, lucky you. You've stumbled onto a special super secret once-in-a-lifetime special hint marker. You get some extra hero points for your trouble. Activate this again and I'll tell you the exact same thing. Only I'll be lying. Have you been to the Queensboro Bridge yet? You should definitely take it out to Roosevelt Island. It's definitely worth a look. Between swinging, zipping, wall sprinting, and pole swinging, you should be able to stay off the ground and travel stylishly all over the city. I mean, that's what I do anyway. Here's a dilemma for you. If you swing near the ground, you'll have more points when you can attach your web line, but you'll have to deal with things like signs, awnings, and fire escapes in your way. On the other hand, you can swing higher to stay away from obstacles, but you have fewer points where you can swing. Life's full of hard choices. But if you're careful, you can probably find some good routes to get around. Practice makes perfect. Want to maximize your speed when swinging? Here's what to do. Charge your jump and release at the bottom of your swing arc. That should launch you almost parallel to the street for maximum speed. When you're looking for hidden items, try looking near bushes and other stuff in parks that might conceal what you're looking for. Like a body! I forget I said that. Want to try something with a little more flash? You can transition from swinging right into a wall sprint. You can press and hold the L2 button and then press the dodge button when you hit a wall. If the bad guys slam you up into the air, try repeatedly press the dodge button to restore the balance. The trick also works when you get knocked down. Try it. Swinging from one web to another without jumping can get a little hairy at high speeds, but it can be really useful for getting around sharp corners. Oh yeah, and it also gives you the chance to stop, which is pretty darn handy when you think about it. You know, if you're looking to earn power for your spider reflexes, it's time to think style. The cooler you are, the more juice you're going to earn for that spider reflex meter. What's stylish? Oh, you'll figure that out. Having trouble swinging? You know, you need an anchor point for your web line, right? That means if you're in a big open area with no buildings or trees nearby, you won't be able to swing, you dummy. Here's a hint for those looking to maximize their style. You know how you can perform air tricks while pressing the jump button while you're zooming through the air? Yeah, well guess what? That's stylish. Knock yourself out. You should definitely take advantage of the fact that you can jump off a wall as you slide along it. It's a great way to keep your momentum going between swings. Steering while you're swinging is a little crazy. Try not to oversteer. You could end up sending yourself totally in the wrong direction. If you're standing on the roof of a building and you press and hold the grab button and then walk and run to the edge, you'll crawl over the lip and end up on the wall. Useful for those occasions when you don't want to hurl yourself off a building, which, you know, could happen. There are 4 different sets of exploration tokens you can find in the game. You'll get a couple of points for finding one token, but when you complete a set of tokens, you'll get a bunch of points, and a tile to go along with it. Keep your eyes peeled, okay? Hey, keep this on the DL, but there's a set of exploration tokens called the Hideout Token Set. Look out for them. So, you're trying to earn some hero points, huh? Well, you probably already figured out that you can earn points by stopping crime, but did you also know that you can get some points by finding exploration tokens? Yep, also completing challenges, activating hit markers, lots of things. I know it sounds a little crazy, but if you actually charge jump off your web while you're swinging, you'll actually have more control down long straightaways. And you can go faster too. I dare you to prove me wrong! Did you know that dodging interrupts just about any other action? That means you can try to dodge an attack even if you're in the middle of an attack yourself. Must be nice to be Spider-Man. Charge jumps always give you some forward momentum and some upward momentum. The faster you're moving, the more you'll tend to go forward instead of up. So if there's something tall you're trying to jump up, don't forget to stop moving before you jump, to maximize your jump height. You know that flash around your head every time someone attacks? That's your spidey sense letting you know it's time to press the grab button in order to dodge. There's a sound too, so there's really no excuse for you getting hit, is there? You know, being Spider-Man and all, you're a pretty fast guy. That's where spider reflexes come in. Not only does the world go round in slow-mo, oh, and for those people who are keeping score at home, you don't slow down as much as everything else. You also get those contracting rings that warn you about attacks coming. Just be careful about using your spider reflexes. You can use it up, which can be useful if, say, a supervillain decides to pan you into guacamole. There are lots of ways to earn more juice for your hero meter, but the easiest way is probably in fights. Anytime you dodge successfully, you add to your hero meter. Although it doesn't really work in relationships. I tried that and it didn't work. If you're running short on hero points and you're having trouble completing a particular objective, try doing challenges and reading hints. You can use those points you earn to power yourself up a bit. There are plenty of ways to fill your hero meter. Fight, do tricks while swinging around the city, and generally trying to be stylish. What's stylish? Well, I'll think you'll figure that out. Well, I've given you advice, but I want to give you a little something else. This hint marker is good for some free hero points. My gift for you. Oh yeah, and this is a one-time only thing. If you try to come back and get more points, You're lame and you're a cheater. You don't get any more points, so beat it! Hey, I don't want to get in your business or anything, but you don't always have to charge your jump. There are some times where a regular jump is just as good, or maybe even better. And it's definitely faster, right? There is one arcade in the whole city, and it only has 4 working games. Only 4 games? Well, that's the lack of competition in the marketplace for you. Little bit of trivia for you. There are 6 hospitals spread across the city. Crazy, huh? There are multiple Spidey stores spread all across the city. Don't worry though, they all have the same stuff. So when you're looking to power up, just go to the nearest one. Quick geography lesson. Central Park is in the northern half of Manhattan. And it's huge. Trust me, if you have to ask, is this Central Park? You ain't there. The highest point in our city is about 350 meters tall. For the metrically impaired, that's just over 1,148 feet. So, you want some advice, huh? Something to make your life a little easier? How about this? Don't fall in the water. Hey, don't bother thanking me. I'm just doing my job. If you find a place where thugs like to congregate, check it periodically. Nothing like being a proactive crime fighter, right? Looking to score some extra hero points? Try hitting one of those challenge markers and see what you can do. That's a great way of getting better at swinging and moving around the city, too. If you think that superhero's got the most thankless job in the world, head on over to the Daily Bugle and get a little reminder that freelance photographer is still going down a couple of rungs. Remember that you advance through chapters of the story by completing your to-do list. That's good to remember whether you're trying to move ahead or if you want to hang back for a little while. You think fighting supervillains is tough? Try delivering pizzas for a bit. Now that's stress! Tired of the grind of the crime fighter's life in the big city? Craving for a little romance? I humbly suggest you make your way to Mary Jane's place. It's just the place for a wary superhero to break up his daily routine for a bit. Depending on the type of situation you're called upon to solve for a citizen in distress, you get different hero point rewards. Let me give you a lowdown on the shocker. You probably don't know that this is the second time you and he have gone head to toe. His real name is Herman Schultz. Although he never really looked like a Herman to me. Here's a little Spider-Man trivia for you. Peter Parker's day job is student/freelance photographer for the Daily Bugle. Between the homework, photo assignments, and fighting crime at night, he is one tired guy. After you find every hit marker in the game, they'll all reset. Only this time, they'll all say something different. Seriously. Spidey's web is as strong as steel, but way more flexible. And sticky too. And he can control his elasticity with mind power. Okay, I made that last part up. I'm feeling generous, so I'm going to give you some hero points. Unless, of course, I've already given you the points, which in this case, you're getting jack squat. I'd like to take this opportunity to lay to rest a myth once and for all. The lizard does not appear in this game. Sorry, everyone knows that lizards can only be found in sewers anyway. Looking for a stylish way to get fancy while you swing? Try doing a loop-de-loop. It's hard, you need a good head of steam going to pull it off, but you'll definitely wow your fans if you manage it. Have you seen the elevated train yet? If you haven't, you should definitely check it out. Want to scale up a building in style? Start sprinting up the building, then charge your jump at the last second, then release the jump button and then use the momentum to start sprinting again. You'll be up the building in no time, and you'll look cool doing it! Oh yeah, it's a little tricky, so don't give up if you can't do it right away, okay? Did you know that you can actually attack from a wall jump? Wacky, huh? You can attack while wall sprinting. You'll launch yourself right at the guy, which must be pretty scary for that poor thug when you stop and think about it. You can see the Statue of Liberty from the southern tip of the island. Kinda makes you wonder if there's some way to get out there, huh? Try hitching a ride on a helicopter for some great views of the city. Who knows, maybe you'll even get to ride it someplace new. So let me tell you a little about Black Cat. 38, 24, 36. End of story. Unless you're dumber than a box of rocks, you probably figured out that there's 2 different types of crimes that you can come across in the city. There's crimes that just kind of discover, and there's crimes the citizen tells you about. What's the difference? Well, the big one is that you don't have to do anything about the random crimes. There's no strings attached. See someone get beaten up? Just simply walk away if you want. If you want to learn about a crime from a citizen, though, well, you should probably be ready to deal with the problem. If you don't, there's gonna be repercussions. Got it? You know about the little green question mark over the head of some random citizen, right? Means he has something to tell you. Something important. It's usually a crime he wants to report. Sometimes it's a little surprise though. Stay on your toes. You know all those titles you can earn? Some of them are pretty tough, but the hardest one has got to be gold medalist. You'll have to successfully complete every single challenge in the city. That's seriously tough. Let's see, I'm supposed to fill you in on the name of one of the sets of exploration tokens. Well, it's called the secret token set. Yep, secret tokens. Sounds you a lot, huh? And you're glad to be stuck around that little pearl of wisdom. If you tell anyone I told you about this, I'll deny it. But one of the sets of exploration tokens scattered around the city is called the skyscraper token set. I wonder where you find them, huh? I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. One of the sets of exploration tokens is called the boy token set. There are a total of 40 titles you can earn. I suppose you could already figure it out by counting the spaces, but you hate counting, right? I'm here for you. Feeling a little rundown? Health not where you wanted after that big showdown with the supervillain of the week? Try solving random crimes that pop up in the city. It'll earn your health back, as well as getting you some hero points. And you know you want those, right? That map you've got is handy for all kinds of stuff. One of the most useful features is the fact that the bad guys show up, especially good if you're having trouble tracking down a stray goon. Okay, listen up, you definitely want to remember this. You can counterattack with a web after dodging. Just press the web button after a successful dodge. Try doing tricks in the air if you want to max out your spider reflex juice. There are some nice perks that come with having spider reflexes on. You get more warning about enemy attacks, you move faster than the guys you're fighting, and you'll have more powerful attacks to boot. Don't forget to use it especially after coming against supervillains. Some of those guys are pretty tough, and spider reflexes could be the edge you need. Get me? When you're swinging around, try to keep an ear out for calls for help and other sounds that let you know when something is happening. Keep your eyeballs peeled for challenge and hint markers as you make your way through the city. Each marker has been hand-placed by highly skilled marker gnomes, and some of them are in pretty interesting spots. So maybe you knew that Spidey has, and I quote, the proportional strength of a humanoid spider. What does that mean? Well, he can bench press 10 tons for starters. Why doesn't he splatter gooms every time he hits them, you ask? Well, because he pulls his punches while he's fighting normal humans, that's why! There's nothing quite like beating the snot out of some goon in mid-air, right? The only problem is that pesky gravity keeps pulling you down. Well, have I got a hint for you? You can yank that guy to you while you're both falling and keep the combo going. It takes some practice, but you'll get the hang of it once you work with it. J. Jonah Jameson may seem like a greedy, self-centered jerk, but deep down he really is a greedy, self-centered, self-righteous jerk. I have nothing to tell you, but I'm being paid on the line. And I've just made 60 bucks. You know, people keep asking me, are you gonna eat a sandwich this time? What is wrong with you people? Are you orally fixated? Look, I'll even demonstrate for you. I've got a sandwich right here. There! You happy? Oh, Rhino. You know that kid in grade school? The one who had been held back 3 times so he was so bigger than the other kids, but he just sat in the corner at recess picking his nose? That was Rhino. Except now he has that cybernetic armor that's been grafted into his body, which makes picking his nose a real challenge. Dark Ark. I don't want to give anything away for you, but he's kind of the main troublemaker of this little drama. I'll tell you something. If that man had a cat, he would stroke the crap out of it. Jonah Jameson. America's hero. Except maybe you're not keen on the guy. I mean, he's moving in on your girl, right? Not that it's any of my business if you want to stand by and let J. Jonah Jameson's son steal Mary Jane. Hey, that's your business! Just so you know, hitting a wall ends your style chain. Unless you wall sprint. If you do the same type of combo twice in a row, you'll end your chain. So try to mix up your moves and remember repetition is never stylish. When you're trying to link stylish moves together, remember that you only have a little while to make the link. Otherwise, see ya! Wall sprinting is so much fun, you probably shouldn't be even allowed to do it. No one asked me to do it when they were making the rules, so there you go. Anyway, on top of everything else, wall sprinting is stylish, like you needed an excuse. Quick style pointer. It is stylish to complete a full 360-degree orbit around a tower in a single web line. It ain't as easy as you might think. Little hint on the style for you. Long tricks are better than short tricks. So if you're doing something and can hold it, like air tricks, wall sprints, speed, that kind of thing, try to maintain it as long as possible. Just remember, Quality can be important as quantity. If you're looking for hidden items, you might try looking under bridges. I'm not saying whether you'll find anything, but it couldn't hurt to look, right? Here's a style tip for you. Going fast is stylish. It may not sound like much, but getting up some speed can be pretty tricky. Of course, I'm sure you'll come up with some clever ways to do it. Don't look at me. I choose life. You know, if I were a superhero and can swing from building to building, I think my favorite spot to swing around would probably be downtown. All those tall buildings. There's a lot of swinging goodness to be had there. Want to track down some exploration tokens, but you aren't sure where to start? Why not give the short line a try? I hear there's a set you can only find floating around in the water. Did you know that you can web swing from the trees in Central Park? If you press the L2 button while you're swinging, it'll make you swing faster. How much of a boost you get depends on when in your swing you press the button. Play around with it. Here's a little navigational aid for you. The big diagonal street that goes the whole length of the island, that's Broadway. Since it runs basically north-south, it's a good reliable way to get uptown or downtown. Just be grateful you aren't stuck in traffic. Maybe this is obvious, but I wanted to make sure you know that you can wall sprint from a jump or a swing. Just make sure that you press and hold L2 and press the grab button when you hit the wall. If you're looking for exploration tokens, keep your eyes open all the time. There's one set of tokens that is really well hidden. I bet you can find them if you really try though. Looking for exploration tokens? Well, you might try looking on skyscrapers around the city. I hear there's a set that can be found on the tallest buildings. Quick bit of history for you. The Statue of Liberty was actually a gift from the French. It was created and built in France, disassembled, shipped over to New York, and reassembled here. The statue was dedicated on October the 28th, 1886. I hope you're going to be taking notes because there's going to be a test later. Hopefully by now you all know about charging your jump, right? There's actually some other things you can do with that charged up energy. Once you buy the right moves, one of them lets you do a punch that can send thugs flying back into a fully charged jump meter and press the attack button. Charging a jump is useful all on its own, but there's a couple of powerful attacks you can buy to use up all that charged up energy. Example, with a fully charged jump meter, if you do a sprinting attack, you can slam the bad guys up into the air with your shoulder. Good fun, trust me. You might try looking for hidden items in Central Park. I mean, I would. Okay, so you know how one of the buttons is called the attack button, right? Well, just because it's called attack doesn't mean it's the only useful button in a fight. Use your web, use jump, and definitely dodge. They're all handy on their own, and you can also use them in combos. Ever notice that the guy you want to grab always seems to be halfway across the room? That's the worst, huh? Well, there's a solution, you know. If you want to web a guy, you can reel him in a while and have him attached to your web line by pressing and holding the grab button. Here's a little trick you can do. While you are holding two web lines, you can slingshot yourself out, charge your jump, wait until you sling back, then release to launch yourself forward. I don't know why you were going to come up with it, but I'm sure you'll think of something. You can buy upgrades in the Spidey store that will let you web tie more people at the same time. Gotta love that Spidey store, huh? Ah, jeez, like your ideal spouse, huh? Depending on when you release the jump button while swinging, you'll pretty drastically change from when you end up. For example, if you're swinging on the top of your swing arc and then you release the jump button, you will shoot almost straight up. Think about where you want to end up before you only let go of your web, okay? If you're crawling on a wall, you can use a crawling sprint jump to actually jump across an alley to the next building. It's good to know you have options, right? Counter-attacking after you dodge is a very stylish thing to do. Remember, just because you're fighting doesn't mean you have to stop looking cool. When you're attacked, if you press the dodge button too early, you're gonna get socked into the face. Pay attention to your spidey sense. Stylish advisory. Dodging is stylish. Let's face it, when thugs hit you, you look like a tool. You have to keep your wits about you in a fight, kid. When your spider sense goes off, you have to be quick on the dodge button if you don't want to be eating a knuckle sandwich. If you're interested in maximizing how stylish you are while you move through the city, here's something to keep in mind. Linking stylish moves together is worth more than doing them separately. Words to live by. Now here's a little something that I would like to call an ode to Spiderman. Spiderman, Spiderman. Where art thou, Spiderman? Does thou what a Spiderman can? Spinneth thou a web of any size? Catches thy crooks like yin-yang Spider-Man flat cake. Let me tell you a little about Mysterio. People say he's crazy, that he's a strange fashion sense, or that strange odors tend to emanate from him. But why focus on the negative? Let's just talk about his wonderful singing voice. Want to know a little about Black Cat? Well, according to this profile that I have, her real name is Felicia Hardy. She loves adventure, and she can hold her own in a fight. Oh, and she has a thing for guys in tights. I'll leave the rest to your imagination. Looking to earn a few extra hero points? Willing to take some abuse? Why not head over to the Daily Bugle? Even the self-esteemed publisher is in need of one of his moods. You can always count on the reliable Robbie Robertson to put you through a little work. If you're jumping along rooftops and it looks like you're going a little short, try using a web zip to give yourself the extra oomph you needed to make it onto the roof. It's tons faster than catching the wall and crawling up. Are you spending your hero points? Trust me, if you're waiting for a rainy day, forget it. Those points aren't gonna do you any good when you retire, and they might just give you the edge you need against some big old baddie down the road. Go to a Spidey store and spend some hero points already. Keep your eyes peeled for little doodads called exploration tokens. They're collectible. You like collecting things, right? Of course you do. For those who are just getting into the party, a quick recap. Spidey fought the Green Goblin last time around. Who won? I'll leave that to your imagination. Man, that was a great game. Time for some Spider-Man trivia. Spidey gained his superpowers when he was accidentally bitten by a genetically engineered spider. Not that I would recommend rushing out and trying that, mind you. In case you didn't know, you can use your zoom map to find the hint and challenge markers that are spread all around the city. Lost? Pfft, you could use a map, but that's how everyone does it, right? Why not try climbing a tall building to get your bearings? If ever you're feeling like you want to take a break from crime fighting, go visit Mary Jane. Seriously. I mean, it would kill you to stop by and say hello every once in a while. I don't know why she even puts up with you. Ever wondered how Spidey sense works? Me too! Mary Jane, the girl next door. The girl I... Oh, sorry. Anyway, about Mary Jane. Boy, I've never seen two people with a more complicated relationship. Communication, people! Try it! There are more than 100 challenge markers in the city. Think you can do them all? I know what you're thinking. I'm hungry, but I could really use for some extra hero points too. Well, say no more. Just head on over to the pizza place and I'm sure the owner will set you up with a delivery order. Keep an eyeball out for people in distress trying to get your attention. They have all kinds of problems, but most often they'll often yell about a crime you've just spotted. Just remember to take care of the problem once you have learned about it. That mini-map you got there is a handy little tool. Not only does it mark important locations, it also acts as a kind of radar to let you know where the bad guys are. Check it every once in a while, huh? As things progress, the items you find in Spidey stores will be more and more powerful. When you hear a cry for help, you should try look into it. You're a superhero after all, right? There are petty crimes happening almost all the time, so you can fight crime to your heart's content. You can improve the range on your goon toss by charging your throw. It works just like charging your jump. Just press and hold the grab button when you're grabbing a goon, and then boing! Watch that sucker fly. Guys shooting you? Sure, you can dodge all day long, but how about being a bit more proactive? Take care of the bad guy's guns away by tapping the web button, man. That's a good feeling. Oh yeah, it works on guys with other types of weapons too. If you're being attacked and you press the grab button, you'll do a dodge move as long as you aren't a total spaz. You need to time it just right if you don't want to get hit too, so don't freak out and make things an easy competition, okay? Boy, those charge jumps are pretty wild, aren't they? Now I'm just talking here. But have you ever thought about the possibilities? I mean, you can cover some serious distance with one of those jumps. I guess what I'm saying is there's a lot of different ways you can use that jump, so don't just do the same doggone thing over and over again, okay? Hey, so I was checking out that web zip, and it's nothing like it used to be. I mean, it kind of catapults you through the air now. You do know what a catapult is, right? Anyway, it's pretty handy, so play around with it. You'll figure it out. If you're being attacked and you press the dodge button a bit too early, you'll try to dodge, but it won't work. Watch your timing, alright? Swinging is a funny thing. Seems like everyone has their own way of doing it. I'm not gonna say which way is better or anything, but if you're crashing into stuff all the time or missing your turns, maybe you should try a different technique. If you have an enemy web tied and you want to pull back while you're tying, he'll come flying right back to you. Now that's a hallmark of a lazy superhero. Why go to him when you can just bring him to you? Am I right? If you are sprinting when you charge jump, you'll cover a lot more distance than if you are just running. Kinda obvious, really. I mean, you're moving faster, right? If you press the L2 button while you're running, you'll start sprinting. You're Spiderman, so running is a little gimpy, if you know what I mean. But if you gotta run, you might as well run really fast, right? Only thing is, you won't turn that great, so it isn't so good for tight corridors and things like that. Unless you're like slamming into walls, hey, that's your business. If ever you're feeling a little too overwhelmed by all the controls, take a look at the pause menu. There's a diagram of all of the controls. Once you look into that, I'm sure you'll be ready to take on the world. Dodging is really important. It's helpful against thugs, especially the ones with guns. But you're going to be really happy you have it when you take on a supervillain. Those guys pack a wallop when they hit you. You know those big blue discs floating all over the place in the city? Those are called challenge markers. Activating a challenge marker will start you a challenge course. You'll have to complete it in a set time. And there may be other conditions. Challenges are rated on their difficulty, and may not be able to complete some of them without upgrading your sorry butt. If you do the old tap web to disarm trick on a thug with no weapon, you'll blind that sucker and send him full-blown in parrot mode. Hey, this one's great fun at parties too. So I'm supposed to tell you something about sticking to walls. Let's see, Oh, I got it. You can stick to walls. You're Spider-Man. Yippee skippy. If you push into a wall as you move by it, you'll wall slide along it. From a wall slide, you can jump, stick, sprint, all kinds of stuff. Check it out, it's good for you. You can activate spider reflexes anytime you want, as long as you have juice in your hero meter. One neat trick you might want to try is impact web. It doesn't actually hurt your enemies, but it's a great way to put the stick on someone if you don't want to keep a web line attached to him. Maybe you already know this, but you should be checking your to-do list whenever you're wondering what to do. Duh! It's on your pause menu, so it shouldn't test your hand-eye coordination too much to find it. Remember, ticking off the items on your to-do list is the key to advancing through the chapters. If you played the last game, you probably noticed things are a little different this time around. Hope you like the changes. Oh, and if you haven't played the last game, well, what are you waiting for? An engraved invitation? Every hint marker in the city is a direct line to me for a special piece of information. Advice, or what have you. Oh, and you'll get some hero points too. If you like that kind of thing. After a few trips to the Spidey store, you're gonna have to mess around with the moves to try it out. You can pull off a lot of them just by pressing different combinations of buttons. Hey, check this out. If you press and hold the L2 button while you're skidding along a wall and press the grab button, you'll start sprinting along the wall. It's pretty cool, and nothing beats jumping off a swing line, hitting a wall, sprinting along for a few seconds, and then swinging off again. Try it! Let's talk grappling. Okay, you know what I mean. Punches and kicks are great, but sometimes, don't you just want to grab a guy by and scruff off the neck and throw him off to the nearest wall? Or, maybe that's just me. Anyway, if you want to grab a guy, just press and hold the grab button while webbing him up. As cool as crawling is, sooner or later it's going to start feeling pretty slow. Just simply press L2 to speed up your crawl. That's all there is to it. If you hop up in the air and press the attack button, you can do a nice spinning kick attack. It's a nice, pretty good tactic to getting out of your way from attack and attacking at the same time. If you're charging your jump while sliding along a wall, try releasing jump. You'll do a jump off the wall and retain a lot of forward momentum. While you're jumping off buildings and swinging around, don't forget to stop yourself before you hit the ground. After all, you may be a superhero, but that doesn't make the ground any softer if you hit it from 50 stories up. If you buy the cannonball kick from the Spidey store, you can actually attack while swinging. Get good at it, and you'll be knocking thugs over like bowling pins. If you aren't already doing it, you should definitely try jumping between swings. One advantage is that you steal yourself in the air. Makes it a little easier if you maneuver when you reorientate a little before you shoot out another web line. You know, one of the hardest things to get used about swinging is that you're always out of a little control. Don't freak out. If you panic, you'll end up just making things worse. You know, if you do a charge jump while you're crawling, you can scale buildings a lot faster. If you press and hold the web button while you're facing an enemy, you'll tie him up. Be careful though. Some enemies can't be tied up, and some will even turn the tables on you. Everyone looks at the controller and whines, "There's only one attack button!" Will you give me a break? Just because there's only one button called attack doesn't mean it's the only one you can use. It's called a manual. Try to show an ill initiative at least. If you're flying through the air, after a swing for example, try pressing the jump button. You can do all kinds of crazy moves in the air. You can use a charge jump while you're stopped on a building to jump across from one building to a different building across the street. I don't know how useful that is, but you might find that handy. You can jump the gap between the two towers by charging your jump. Charge jumping is easy and fun. You should be doing it all the time. Seriously. There are all kinds of different knickknacks you can pick up in the Spidey store, and some of them are definitely high-ticket items. The most expensive item is a special speed upgrade. When you see it, you'll understand why.